It's wonderful to be able to be with you all today and to see some faces that I recognize. In Ireland, the Evangelical Alliance was formed not that long ago, about 16 years ago, and I was asked to get involved 6 years ago. At that stage, we were just coming up to our 10th anniversary, and the Alliance had started well, had got good support, but had then fallen on hard times. An economic recession had greatly reduced office staff, activities, such programs and stuff. And there had also been quite a controversy over a particular issue, which I haven't got time to go into now, but which had basically lost the support of a lot of the conservative wing of the evangelical church in Ireland. So there was a lack of trust that had to be reestablished. We followed several principles. One was to listen to the evangelical community, to hear what were their concerns, hear what was the heart of people, and to try to respond to that in a proper way and an attentive way. We also learned that we had to listen to society. You know, so often we would like to set the pace of what we are talking about and our agenda as an evangelical alliance, but then we have greater issues going on in the society around us that we are forced to respond to. We had 2 constitutional referendums, one on same-sex marriage and one on abortion. And so that then became a huge part of what we were talking about. And following on the idea of listening to society, I made a point of meeting with leaders of organizations with whom we did not have a good relationship. So I've built a friendship with Atheist Ireland, and also I met with leaders of the homosexual community in Ireland as well. So I listened to them. They listened to me, and we discovered we were able to enter into a dialogue. We didn't agree much more than what we had before, but we were able to listen to each other, and actually that provided us a platform to actually share biblical truth on these issues through national media and other ways like that. And we continue to respond to what society is saying. This afternoon, I'm one of the speakers at a Black Lives Matter protest, which is, it is digital because we are still under lockdown in Ireland. So if it gets violent and people start throwing stones, the only thing they will damage will be their own computer screens. But this is all part of listening and providing an authentic biblical voice into what are the pressing issues in our society, in our community. We've also taken a policy as an evangelical alliance in building it up and developing it, that yes, our role is to represent, but our role is also to lead. Because if, you know, within the evangelical community, there are a lot of voices, and some of them are healthy and some of them are productive, and some are not. Some are very reactionary, and some are angry, and some are mean. And unfortunately, we're like, I think evangelicals, we're like any family. You know, every family, when they gather for Christmas, has at least one family member who disgraces themselves. And you love them because they're still family, but they don't represent the family. And so we've very much tried to, it's a delicate balancing act at times, but to try to lead in a way that represents the best of Irish evangelicalism, not just to represent the whole, not to represent those things that are destructive or are not consistent with the gospel of Jesus Christ. Another thing we've had to learn to do is to grab opportunities when they come along. We can sit and make our strategies, and then an opportunity comes along, and that happened quite early on in my leadership in the Alliance, which was where out of the blue, we had a businessman got in touch with us and was greatly concerned over the issue of refugees and migrants and how they were being treated in the camps where they were being kept. And he basically said to us, he said, can Evangelical Alliance, have you any plans to do anything about this? He said, dangle something in front of my checkbook and see if I can respond. And one of our office staff was immediately responding with saying, no, we haven't got anything planned in that area. And I just said, hold on. And by that afternoon, we had a proposal sent out to him, and we ended up producing a book that was Ministry to Migrants and Asylum Seekers, that was issued to free to every church leader in the evangelical community in Ireland. And that actually caused great traction, gave us a voice into that issue that continues today. But it was just a case of grabbing the opportunity when it came and recognizing the leading of the Lord in that. Another thing we've discovered is we have to be authentic. The first director of Evangelical Alliance in Ireland, Sean Mullen, once said this. He said, in a society like Ireland, sometimes we need to stop pretending we're the people with all the answers and start being the people that are asking the right questions. And so we've learned that, you know, sometimes when we approach an issue in a vulnerable way, without pretending we've got it all worked out or all together, that actually gives us a greater voice into our society and into our nation. So whenever we tackled the issue of same-sex marriage, my own daughter is gay, and she was a campaigner for same-sex marriage. We were on the other side on that referendum. But actually, we had a beautiful moment where we were both interviewed together on the most popular radio show on national radio in our country, where we expressed our different views and yet affirmed our love for each other. And this was at a time whenever the debate was becoming really fractious and really hurtful. And I was overwhelmed by the response we got, that people were now prepared to give our viewpoint a listening to, because we did not come across as the people saying, we've got all the answers, now shut up and listen to us. But we were prepared to be humble and to be vulnerable while still standing on biblical truth. Now, as regards membership of European Evangelical Alliance, in Ireland, that has helped us in two main ways. One was to help us refocus, that we had over the years, and particularly over the first 10 years, we had lost our founding vision a little bit. And basically coming back to the EEA idea of equipping, connecting and representing was very helpful to us and really helped us focus on what we should be doing as a national Evangelical Alliance. And really that was a very easily expressed vision that people were able to understand and have been able to rally around. I think the other main benefit we have derived from being part of the European Evangelical Alliance is that we are not alone in trying to articulate a vision of evangelical Christianity that is authentic to the gospel and relevant to our culture. A lot of people in our country were getting their vision of evangelicalism from the United States. And the evangelicalism there has, in many cases, gone down a very toxic path that would be absolutely disastrous in our nation. And being able to look at what other countries in Europe were doing and listening to their approach was a great inspiration to us. And it's actually helped us enormously. In fact, we actually found this created a great opening for us in media, because Irish media, the only time that they come across the word evangelical, it's coupled with white, right-wing, and American. And so they had a stereotype of what evangelicals are and how they speak. And being able to just go into TV studios and radio studios and just basically ambush them by being who we were instead of who they expected us to be, gave us a wonderful opening that we've been able to use time and time again. So I would say that the EEA has been a tremendous help to us in Ireland as we've developed the Alliance. So I hope some of that is helpful to other alliances here.
Thank you so much, Nick. That was rich and a lot of food for thought. One of the disadvantages of this online format is that we don't have the time to properly react and to what you said and discuss with you. One of the advantages is to have all these different perspectives and voices coming together in a short time from every corner of Europe. So thanks so much, Nick, for your thoughts and impulse. And we directly want to move on to Leanne Rhodes, representing a EEA Hope for Europe network, in her case, the European Freedom Network. Leanne is from Portugal, and she's the executive director of this European Freedom Network. Over to you, Leanne.
Well, hi everyone. It's great to be with you today, and great to see so many familiar faces from all the other GAs that I've been to. It's an honour today to share a little bit about our European Freedom Network. For those that don't know, European Freedom Network is a network that fights human trafficking and commercial exploitation of people. So our mission statement is that we exist to help the body of Christ in Europe work together effectively to prevent and combat human trafficking and commercial exploitation of women, men and children, and to seek the restoration of its victims. Now, I'm going to share my screen with you. I just need to have that enabled, please. Thank you. So we started in 2011 with a group of, just a small group of people. I wasn't there, I wasn't part of the starting. I came on about a year or so later. But here you can see Julia here. She and Jennifer were very instrumental in starting EFN, and they had a vision to really help the church to face this issue of human trafficking that was becoming very dominant at the time, and it was something that God was obviously putting his hand on, and lots of Christians in the world were being moved about it, and people were starting up ministries, and they had a heart to help the church to do it really well. So that has now turned into this 20 years later, where we have partners right across Europe and across the world. In fact, we now have 496 partners that are made up of 258 organisations from 43 countries, which is just amazing that you can go from a group of, say, 9 people in 2011 to this in 2020. Which has just been amazing. We did a survey of EFN just last year to find out exactly what the combined collaborative effort of the group was in 2018. And in 2018, we were able to provide services. So these people here were able to provide services to 3,659 survivors of human trafficking. So this is us. This is the EEA. You know, EFN is a definite part of EEA, and I hope that's something that you can be proud of, that we've been able to have such an impact on so many survivors. We were also able to train 3,325 professionals, and we provide 98 beds of accommodation across Europe for people that have been victims of human trafficking. So I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the things that we've done that have helped our network grow, and we've definitely focused a lot on building infrastructure and building value add to our members so that they can do what they do well, because a lot of our members were people in churches and ministries that had a heart for human trafficking, but no experience, no professional experience, no idea how to get started. So that was the felt need in the community, and I guess why we've been able to have so many people added, because we've become known as a network that can help you to grow and learn. So some of the things that we've done is we've created a platform. I'll just show you quickly here. We've created a platform which is an online database for all of our members so that they can help find one another. So as you can see, we have a directory here of our members, so you can find them, and that's all searchable by like who runs shelters, who does advocacy. If I need a lawyer, you can find someone on there in a particular country, a person that speaks a particular language, because human trafficking is very much a global issue. And it's very much an issue that happens across borders. So we need to be able to work with one another as a response to this. Also on our platform, we have a whole lot of resources that EFN have created, and we have a knowledge base as well where you can search for information. And that has helped our people get together and be able to find something. They can all share materials on that. So I guess it's like a ramped up version of Padlet for this conference. Which has been something that has been really helpful. Another thing that's been really helpful for us is to, I guess, delegate some jobs to God in our planning, if I can say it that way. So at our last conference, we had a problem where we wanted to build collaboration and to get people to know one another across the conference in a deeper way, but we didn't want to do it with just people that work in the same country or people that work in the same area of counter trafficking. We wanted to do it in different ways. So we created this idea of bridge groups, and we prayed and fasted and decided to give God the job of allocating who would go in what group. And we did this by praying that God would put the right people together with the right people that needed to share stories and hear from one another. And we did it just by throwing a whole lot of balloons in the air. And if you got a blue balloon, you were with all the other people that had blue balloons. And it worked out brilliantly. People learned so much from one another and got to know people from other countries, which was a great way to do things. Another thing that we've done, which we've done intentionally, is a Don't Shut Your Eyes campaign. So this is where we've created videos. They're just 1 or 2 minute videos that we've purposely designed to be shown in churches. And this is where being part of EEA has really come into its own, because so many of the EEAs have shared the videos out to their churches. And each year we have EU Anti-Trafficking Day, which is October 18, and we always produce a video in lead up to that. And with our partners, we try and make sure that we've got as many translations of the videos as possible. But we've seen great collaboration across the whole EEA of different groups participating in what we call Freedom Sunday, so the Sunday either before or after EU Anti-Trafficking Day, and discussing human trafficking or praying for it. So this year or last year, we created a video on the links between pornography and human trafficking as a way to help churches to discuss pornography in a way that was not judgmental, but we also created a whole lot of church resources. So if you haven't seen that here, we've got information on the addiction cycle of pornography, how the church can help, and they're all 1 or 2 page documents that churches can have printed at the back of their church for people who want to know more about pornography. And I've actually I've put links to all of these videos on Padlet for you, so you can look at them. another thing that we've really focused on, this year we were able to, in 2016, we were able to reach over 500,000 people with that campaign. And that's just counting on social media, not counting all the churches that also were showing the videos. So, so that comes out every year, and we'd love all of the EEA to be a part of that. Another thing where the EEA have become really helpful to us is one of our goals has been to develop an idea of voice in the community, to be this Christian voice about human trafficking in Europe, in the EU. And Julia and Ari have been really helpful. They've spent countless hours with me, training me on how to speak in the EU, understanding how it all works, and taking me there, introducing me to people using the office there. So the EEA has been really, really helpful for that, and just in giving us traction and access to everyone here to help to know how we can work with people. And sharing our information out on newsletters and everything. So that's been so helpful. But I was wondering if I could put a challenge out to everyone today. Could all of the networks, now there are many networks, not just EFN in the EEA, there are so many great networks. Can we as networks approach EEAs? Like this year, can we pick one of the evangelical alliances and say, hey, can we work with you closely? And to all of the evangelical alliances, the national ones, can I challenge you? Pick one of the networks and work together on a problem in your country. There's so many great networks, and we are so keen to work together with you and to help you build up your evangelical alliance. And we would love to help you do that. And I know I speak for all the networks when I say that. They would love to hear from you. So that's all I've got for now. But thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much, Leanne. That was very inspirational. And thanks also for the challenge you put out. I hope this will be taken up. And now we finish this session with Bert den Hertog's impulse. He's the General Secretary of Compass Europe, representing an affiliate member of the EEA. Over to you, Bert.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for the opportunity to share who we are as affiliate and what we have learned till now with partnering within the European Evangelical Alliance. I want to show you some slides and to tell a little bit more about ourselves and what we have learned about the EEA. So let me see. Yes, I hope everybody can see it. So to give an idea and to understand what I'm talking about, a small introduction. What is Compass? I'm involved as a European Director of Compass. We are an interdenominational evangelical network of independent national stewardship ministries globally in 80 countries and all over Europe in 18 at the moment. So we are operating like the European Evangelical Alliance as a network with independent organizations and nations who are partnering together around the same topic, around financial discipleship. We are affiliate of the EEA since the end of 2017, so we are quite young in the family. And also officially we are an entity since last January, so we are in the whole pioneer process of bringing our message more and more closer to the churches. Our motivation is the great commandment, you all will know it, about Matthew 28. And one of the things I want to underline is that Jesus is calling us, everybody, to obey all that he has commanded us. And what we found out is that sometimes as Christians in churches, we have the temptation to choose our own topics instead of to bring the whole message of the whole gospel to the world. And the topic we are focusing on is about the topic financial discipleship and stewardship. In the Bible, there are around 500 verses about faith, 500 verses about prayer, with 2,300 verses about money and possessions. And we learned that almost in very few churches, there is no any education or training for pastors themselves, but also for church members, how to handle money, although we have to handle this.
It seems we have lost Bert here. So we're gonna wait for a second.
I'm still here.
You're still here. Okay, great.
So the essence is we want to focus about what is taught in the Bible. I don't know why it is now freezing. So maybe the technical assistant can go ahead with the rest of the slide. Yeah, so I will tell something, I will talk forward. Our strategy is serving local churches all over Europe by making financial disciples by financial disciplers. So what we are doing and what we try to do is to serve the local church in the area of financial discipleship. Because we see there is a lack of knowledge and education about this area, and we want to serve the local churches. We have three ways how we are serving the local churches. And that is the next slide. Yes, another one. Yes, here we are. Thank you very much. The first way we are serving local churches by offering house group materials, content, by their own culture and language. Secondly, please, next button. Secondly, we are developing and training local stewardship leaders. And thirdly, yes, we are helping church developing a stewardship ministry in a local country of local church. So our whole approach is serving the local churches. And one of the questions Thomas was asking me is, what have you experienced till now as the added value of the EEA for you as affiliate, and what did you benefit from that? And the first of all is making new friends and fellowship and receiving encouragement. The second one is preventing blindness, a window to the whole body of Christ. I think we all will recognize this. When you are excited and passionate about your topic, sometimes you get a little bit blind-minded because it's only the topic you are focusing on. But being in a network of other topics, the whole church, different denominations, it keeps you sharp, it keeps you clear and clear in what is really going on in the whole, in what's going on in Europe. Thirdly, it's a platform to share our message via networks, via the Hope for Europe conference and via the website. And fourthly, the specific added value for us as affiliate is building new connections, friendships, networks to serve national local churches. So what we started doing is we created, together with some national EA, some pilot projects. First of all, with the EA Portugal, we started debt-free trainings for local churches to train people in churches to manage money and also to do some outreach with that. Secondly, we started with the EA Albania and pioneering a stewardship ministry in Albania. Next, with the EA Italy, we under the flag of the EA Italy, we pioneered and developed Compass Italy to serve the local churches in the area of stewardship ministry. And fourthly, also with the evangelical friends, we are starting a friendship and partnering to spread the message of stewardship and generosity within their cycle. Also, we had some partnership with another affiliate. We started partnering together with the Transworld Radio, and you know they are very good and strong in spreading the message by the radio, and we started partnering in spreading our message in Slovakia and wider. And there is a wonderful, and within the EEA, also we started the network, a stewardship network of stewardship and generosity. So we have benefit from different parts of partnering, especially with the national EAs and with other networks, and we try to contribute something and to add something to the whole family. Now I will show you a very short film about the essence of the message, our basic course. We are spreading all over Europe, and we try to serve all nations and all countries and all different languages. And this is a short video about a church in Italy, how they used how they received the teaching about biblical finance. Please go ahead.
Ciao a tutti, l'esperienza del gruppo pilota nella mia chiesa di Grosseto è stata molto positiva e formativa. Il nostro gruppo era composto da 17 persone, tutte sotto i 34 anni e per la maggior parte giovani coppie sposate. Gli incontri sono stati caratterizzati da un forte interesse e non è mancata l'interazione e la spontanea condivisione delle esperienze personali. Alla fine del corso, attraverso un questionario anonimo, la maggior parte dei partecipanti ha dichiarato che non pensavano alla gestione dei soldi come la vedono oggi dopo il percorso di Compass. Non si vedono più proprietari dei propri possedimenti, ma come amministratori ispirati dall'amore. Il 50% sostiene che il proprio rapporto con il denaro non è di completa sudditanza, mentre l'altra metà del gruppo si sente completamente libera dal potere di Mammona. Inoltre dichiarano che la propria propensione all'acquisto è cambiata e che oggi riflettono più volte prima di acquistare. Il 70% sostiene che, riguardo ai prestiti, rifletteranno attentamente prima di contrarli e ben l'80% sta cercando di ridurli o estinguerli con l'aiuto di Dio. Per i risparmi, l'80% già sta utilizzando il metodo delle buste da lettera o lo farà a breve. La maggior parte ha sempre risparmiato, ma non con la regolarità suggerita da Compass. Emergono altri dati significativi come un forte desiderio di crescere nella contentezza e essere indipendenti dalle circostanze e una chiara percezione degli elementi che portano ad una mancanza di appagamento e gioia, come per esempio la paura, l'avidità e il confronto. Questo corso, senza ombra di dubbio, ha fatto del bene a tutti i partecipanti. Per le coppie sposate ben il 90% di loro dichiara che la propria relazione si sia rafforzata dopo questo corso. La generosità è cresciuta per quasi tutti i partecipanti che la stanno applicando anche nelle relazioni personali. Per quanto riguarda la mia diretta esperienza, posso dire che diversi elementi del corso si trovano anche nei più comuni manuali di risparmio e investimento per famiglie, ma come sempre il valore aggiunto è dato dalla meravigliosa parola di Dio, che ancora una volta si dimostra il manuale di vita per eccellenza. Solo Dio può cambiare i nostri cuori, le nostre motivazioni e attitudini verso il denaro, che Lui possa prendersi la gloria che si merita dalle nostre vite anche attraverso le nostre finanze. Dio vi benedica.
Yesterday, when Jeff was starting his devotional and sharing his thoughts about Europe, one of his concerns is the idolatry of money and all the whole economic situation in Europe. And as affiliate, we try to contribute something in this area. But first of all, we try to bless the church with the whole biblical message so that people will come out of debt and they will be sound and safe, also in a financial way, and also growing into generosity, to, especially in these difficult times, to set new steps. So that is the way how we are operating within the EEA and are building friendship and relationship with national EEAs to bless one another and to help one another out in this area. So this is the last slide. I don't know why the view is so vague, but you will see the flags of the different countries we are active in. And yeah, it's a privilege to partner with you, to learn from you, and together to bring the whole message of Jesus Christ to Europe and to serve one another in this area. Thank you very much for listening. I'm so sorry for the technical issue, but we tested it beforehand, so I don't know why it didn't work. Thank you.